can hear what I have to say about different topics that plague my mind every day. Speaking freely with Ms Gigo is a show where I'm going to let all my thoughts come out, and you can give your opinion too, 'cause you're speaking freely. Not only will I be speaking freely, I will be sharing my stories too, that will strike up a conversation. Speaking freely with Ms Gigo is a show where I'm going to let all my thoughts come out, and you can give your opinion too, 'cause you're speaking freely. Come join me, let's have some fun on Speaking Freely with Ms Gigo.
Good evening, everybody. Your boy E-Buck here. What's going on? This is Speaking Freely with Ms Gigo. Sorry for the late arrival. We had some technical difficulties, but we do believe we got them together now. So without further ado, I give you Road to Stardom herself, Ms Gigo.
Well, it's good evening, everybody. Welcome to Speaking Freely with Ms Gigo. Now, I know y'all saw the story, my stories, for those of you who follow me, or you saw E's story with the topics that's going on tonight. We're going to play the video so you know what topics we're going to be discussing. We're not going to be discussing them in the order that you see them, but we will be discussing them. E, you can play the video now. Hey, Queen.
Today's hot take question is one we've all debated late at night. If you could legally marry more than one person, this hot take question is one we've all debated late at night. If you could legally marry more than one person, would you actually go through with it? Drop your unfiltered answer in the comments right now. I'm reading every single one. As a friend, do you even know what loyalty is? You slept with my man after everything he put me through, and you have the nerve to say you two have something special? You didn't just break girl code. You proved we were never real friends. Loyalty, respect, boundaries, cross them and the friendship dies. Let's cut to the big question today. Would you date someone separated but not divorced when you can never fully have them?
Absolutely not. I'm not waiting around for someone who can't commit.
Stop prejudging people before you know their story. You may wind up with egg on your face if you jump to conclusions. I'm just speaking freely. That's all this show is about. That man was damn
Please
wrong.
check out Speaking
He called
Freely
the cops
tonight
on
at
a
9
father
p.m.
just
Eastern
taking
Standard
his two
Time.
kids to the bathroom.
That's Speaking Freely with Ms
As a
Gigo,
parent,
9
you gotta do
p.m.
what you gotta do.
Nighthawk
That guy was just
Network.
out of line.
Our voices.
What would you have done?
For our
Hey
people.
everyone, got a question for you. Do you have a situation you need advice on, or a scenario for our What You Do segment? Whoa! Send your submissions in. We've got plenty to
Did the
answer.
video play, E?
Okay, those are our topics this evening. We will discuss them accordingly. Thank everybody who is tuning in right now. We appreciate you. Hey, Queen, what's going on?
So the first topic, y'all, we just gonna get right into it. The first topic, that I want to talk about, and I'm sure y'all heard the story. It happened a while back. It happened last month exactly, where the father took his daughter into the took his daughters into the bathroom at a gas station, and the man because his wife wanted to use the bathroom, and he saw the man in there. He had something to say, but he was taking his little girls to the bathroom. But when the man caught him in the bathroom, it was at the point that he was washing his hands and having his daughters wash their hands. That's when he came into the bathroom, saw him in there, and had something to say. And now after this man done finished washing his kids' hands and he leaves, and they leaving out the gas station convenience store, this man decides to call the cops because while they were still in the bathroom, he decides to call the cops, right? On this man with his two daughters taking him to the bathroom, talking about he shouldn't be in there. Why are you in there? No, I don't think nobody thought of it on this perspective. Yes, his mother-in-law was with them, and she's in one of them push wheelchairs that you could push and you sit down. She was in one of those wheelchairs. But the thing is, okay, he's in there with his two daughters, and you see that. But why are you in there? Why are you so concerned about the woman's bathroom when you don't belong in there either? I get it. He don't want to take his two young daughters, which they look like about five. One was look like 5 or 6. The other look like 3 or 4 years old, like they behind each other in age. Why are you so concerned about this man taking his kids to the bathroom when you shouldn't even be in the woman's bathroom either? The attendant who works there at the convenience store, gas station, she came in there and she said something, but not to the man, to the other man who talking about calling the cops. She understood why he was in there. She worked there. She understood. So if anything, she would have said something, but she didn't. He called the cops, and when the man walked out of the bathroom, going back to his car, you can hear the man on his phone talking to the police, describing the man with the two daughters to the police. Like this don't make any sense of why you was dead wrong for calling the cops on the man taking his children to the bathroom. So you tell him. So let's do role reversal real quick. If that was, would you have said anything if that was a woman with her son in the men's bathroom? Would you have said anything if that was a woman in the men's room with her son to help him use the bathroom?
Okay.
What you think,
Now,
Steve?
while I get you to adjust your screen so we can fit you in there
Oh,
properly,
I'm sorry.
there you go. That's better. Let's discuss. All right. Now, first of all, we need a bit more context. So let me throw that in. In this scenario that I'm quite familiar with, what happened is these two kids, neither one of them was older than 7, first of all.
Oh, okay.
Second of all, they were only in the bathroom to wash hands. Nothing else. Just washing their hands. Now, here's what I want people to think about. The one experience that all adults have, that we've all had, is that at some point in time, we've been kids. And we remember what it was like to be a kid, okay? Imagine yourself 6, 7 years old, and you told, okay, you need to go wash your hands, go to the bathroom, in this strange place you ain't never been. It's very few kids that's brave enough to say, okay, I'm about to go in here and feel comfortable and do what I need to do. Particularly if you're a little girl and you
Mhm.
got your little sister with you. Okay, first of all. Second of all, in this day and age of 2026, what parent in their right mind would leave their young kids unattended in anybody's public bathroom, whether they knew somebody was in there or not? Because remember, it's not even an issue with that. Think about it. Let's just say wasn't nobody in the bathroom, and he sent the two little girls in there. Who's to say there wasn't some hidden camera or something in there? somewhere. We've had cases like that in recent times where people have recorded young people in the bathroom using the bathroom. So the whole thing was, why was it an issue? Now, according to the guy who did the reporting and calling the police, his concern was that this man was some type of pedophile and these kids was in some type of danger from him. But when the man explained to him, these are my children, that should have been it. Period. And I myself don't care if they was 6 or 5 or if they was 18 or 16. If you wasn't comfortable with them going to that bathroom by themselves and you went in there to make sure everything was cool, as a parent, that is perfectly within your rights, I feel. Now you can go from there, Harold.
So yeah, I agree. But like I said, if we change it around to for for it to be a woman in the men's room with her son, young same age as those little girls, in the men's room, right? Even I know parents that even if their sons is that young, they're not taking them in the men's room, they're taking them in the woman's room. So the woman's gonna go in the woman's room with her son for him to use the bathroom instead of going in the men's room. And I get why the father did it.
Right, and keep in mind, in that scenario, it makes more sense if it's on the other foot because keep in mind, in the women's bathroom, all the stalls usually have some type of door on them, so there's more
Right.
privacy. So you shouldn't even be seeing what the little boys or the little girls is doing in that part of the bathroom anyway.
But my thing is, okay, your mother, your wife or your mother-in-law had to use the bathroom. Your wife could have took her to the bathroom. Why was it a problem for you, and why was you so concerned about a man in a woman's room? Anyone I would say would be the most concerned should have been your wife, not you. You don't use the woman's room, your wife does, and your mother-in-law. So those are only two that would I would see would have an issue. Why would you have such an issue that you would call a cop? To me, that and what the cops gonna do? They're gonna say, "Well, there's nothing we could do. He was taking his children to the bathroom."
What's gonna happen is
I
the cops ask the same questions that I would have asked. Okay, are these your kids? Yep. End the story. End the story. You are completely within your legal rights to have your children in that bathroom. If he was doing something that was
Mhm.
breaking the law, that would be different. That was not breaking the law. Like I said, they wasn't even using the actual laboratory. They was just washing their hands. A lot of these kids don't even wash their damn hands.
And that's crazy. You know, it's crazy. It's like you're the one complaining because when the
Okay,
man
are
got
you
out,
saying? Hold on, Fee. You said our sound is muffled. Mine, Rose. Which
there's
sound
some
is muffled?
static. I can hear some static. I don't know. I don't know where it's
Yeah, I
coming
hear
from.
the static. That's probably from the headphones. So yeah,
So
but that's what
my
it is.
thing
It's the
is,
headphones, y'all.
so my this is my thing. Once he walked out the bathroom with the two little girls, right, and he walked past them, why was you still on the phone with the police trying to get them to come? That don't make to me. It don't make sense. Like, why is you walking? Why is you still on the phone? Once he's out the bathroom, it should be no more concern. He's out of the bathroom. They can go to the bathroom now, but you're
All right.
still on the phone with the police trying to get them to come.
Okay, she's saying your sound is the one that's muffled. It is slightly, but I know you're on the phone. That's probably why.
That to me don't make sense. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if I see a man in the bathroom with two, I go, okay, he's taking his kid. I'm automatically assume he's taking his kids to the bathroom. Because if he was trying to kidnap them or do anything to them, why would he take them in the women's bathroom? Knowing that the bathroom is always going to have women coming in and out. Let's just say it wasn't a gas station bathroom. Let's say a bathroom at a restaurant. You know it's gonna be women coming in and out of that bathroom. So if he was trying to harm those two little girls, why would he choose the women's bathroom of all places? When he can go right into the men's room, do something, and then sneak right out with the two girls, and no one, you know what I'm saying? Why would I need, if I'm gonna harm them, why do I need the women's room to do it? Knowing that women are gonna be coming in and out of that bathroom.
My whole thing is this. Like I said, once the man discussed with him these little girls while they're here, and you explain to him, which you ain't really required to do, that this is what it is, and these my kids, and I got them washing their hands. That should have been the end of it. I
Right.
understand if you was concerned as a citizen and thought something might be going on, but once he explained that to you, you should have took him at his word. Those kids had no indication beyond that that was not what the case was. If anything, you called the police and whatnot. That's what scared the kids and traumatized them even more so. Cause you trying to get their daddy arrested and he ain't do nothing wrong. Okay,
And
Felicia's checking in. She says, I kind of see why he did what he did. People are crazy nowadays.
just think about this, right? Okay, he's at the door of the bathroom, he's not in there. He could have said, "Is this your daddy?" And they would have answered yes. He could have said to the little girl, "Is this your daddy?" And they would have answered yes.
Did the
The
police come,
police
says
didn't come
Felicia.
because he
Yet,
left
yet,
before the police came. I think he left before the police came.
mm-hmm. But they did interview him and the store clerk that verified that those was his kids and what have you. So again, there were no charges or anything like that. The issue was that it was put on social media.
But this man made himself look like a fool. The person who
Yeah,
called the cops made himself look like a fool.
yeah. And basically, when you look at the social media posts and read most of the comments, most of them concur with us that it wasn't your business. Mind your business. If them his kids, mind your business.
Right.
But no, like
So
I said, I don't think it matters if it was a male, female, or otherwise. If that was the intention for that parent to take his kids to the bathroom so they could properly sanitize themselves, that should have been that.
right. And plus, if he was
But
you
hell, even
gotta
if he was having them use the bathroom in there, I still don't have an issue with it. If
but
anything, the
this
issue then is okay. Let's just say he's helping the two little girls use the bathroom. Because as a father,
mhm,
again, that's his right to do so, and he may have to help them wipe or whatever. That should not be an issue. He is their parent, period.
right.
And they
But
wasn't old enough to deal with it
but
properly. Then so be it.
the man that's causing all this problem, he's thinking, oh, he could be trying to kidnap them. He could have kidnapped them. But why if I kidnap somebody, why would I go to somewhere where it's public where anybody could see me and recognize me, and if my picture winds up on the news and somebody walking there say, yeah, I just saw that man with them two little you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go somewhere where I know a whole lot of people can see me if I'm kidnapping somebody.
I mean, that's a whole nother story. But truthfully, like I said, dude was a Karen, okay? Long story short, dude was getting his Karen on,
Yeah, he was
doing
a
too
Ken.
much.
The male version of a Karen is called a Ken.
Mm-hmm. Now again, y'all, if y'all
So
got any comments in regards to the topic, feel free, like our girl Felicia is doing here, to add your 2 cents. That's what we is here for. She says I can't say what I want because that's too much typing. Yeah, because you feel some type of way. I get it.
so the next topic we're gonna
Yeah,
jump
to
into is
those
the
Karens,
loyalty.
it don't matter. You right, Fee. Okay, we
So the
on to the
next
next
topic
topic.
is
All
the
right.
loyalty topic. We going to the loyalty. We're gonna
Okay.
save the one about the marriage for last. That one was a hot topic for people, so I want to save that last.
Loyalty
So
topic. Let's go.
I'm scrolling through TikTok. I'm scrolling through TikTok, and a woman makes a video and shares a story of a girl who was dating this guy, and she figured out her man was cheating. And when she figured out who he was cheating with, it was her best friend. And when she confronted the best friend said that they got a connection. The best friend said that her and her best friend's man got a connection. That's why she was messing with him. That's why if you saw the story and you saw the part about you see the angry, that's me AI angry, it's because there's no loyalty. You my friend, I call you my best friend at that, and you turn around, you get with my man. What? Were you my friend from the get go, or were you just being buddy buddy with me so that you could learn stuff about my man and try to get my man behind my back like you did? That got me thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, was she truly a friend from the jump? Because girl code is you. Any guy a friend of yours is messing with, you do not mess with. Any guy a friend of yours is messing with, you do not mess with. It goes both ways for men and women. But in this situation, this is the women. Once you break girl code, that's it. Once you break girl code, that's it. You're no longer friends. You out of the friend group. If it's a bunch of y'all that's friends, you out of the friend group. Because remember before I shared that I think I shared that the story where it was a Reddit story. I think I shared it on here, but it was a Reddit story where the girl was dating this guy. They broke up, but she was in this friend group, and and they all were friends. And the one she was most closest to, she would tell all her business to about her and her man. Her and her man broke up, and what happened? That friend turned around and started messing with her man. Right now they in this is a friend group. They all hang out together. They make plans to say Friday night this is where we going. Da, da, da. They do all of that. One of the friends in the friend group was having a birthday party. Now her and the guy broke up. The girl who claimed to be her friend is not dating him. And the friend who's having the party said, "Oh, you're not invited because your ex and so and so is gonna be there. That's why she didn't invite her." Because her ex is now dating her friend, and since they're going to be at the party, she didn't get invited. So she's in the wrong, like I said. It, when your friend is dating someone, you don't turn around and go right after their friend is dating them, date them. That's breaking the girl code. That Reddit scenario, the other friend broke the girl code too by inviting letting them come to the party and excluding her when they were the ones in the wrong. So when I heard that story and she said he said they were basically kind of saying the friend was kind of saying to her like he's her soul kind of like he's her soulmate. So she like, where's the loyalty? I'm calling you my best friend, and if you turn around and start messing behind my back with the man I'm in a relationship with, and then when I find out, you telling me y'all like soulmates?
Now, here's my question, and then I have comment. Is the scenario that the person that is seeing the guy is messing with somebody that her friend is currently seeing, or
So
is this
no,
somebody
so
that she saw in the past?
so the girl who this happened to, the girl she's calling her best friend behind her back was messing with her man. She didn't know that from jump.
So this was
She,
going on while she was seeing the guy.
yes, while they were in a relationship.
I don't. That's not even a girl code thing. That's just cheating, and that's wrong.
But I know, but I'm saying you gotta understand. We those who are true to their friends, those women who are true to their friends would say me. I always said I would never date a man my friend already has dated.
And understand, most people feel that way, but there are exceptions. I happen to know two people who are currently married to somebody that previously dated one of their friends. In fact, one of them is a friend
I
situation,
I
one of them
really
is a sister situation. The difference is, though, in both of those cases, those women went to said individual and said, look, I know you're not seeing so and so no more, but I'm kind of attracted to him. Do you mind if I see what could go on between the two of us? And in both cases,
yeah
they was
they
like,
went to
okay,
their
cool.
friend and asked could they date him.
Hmm.
Yeah, so she went to her friend and said, "Do you?" And said, "Could I date him?"
Right.
This not even that situation. So that's an exception. Normally date.
Like I, uh oh, hold on.
That's an exception to the rule because you came to me as a woman and said, "Look, I know you and him dated in the past. You're not dating anymore, but I have feelings from you. Would you be mad if me and started dating? If I didn't care for him if I didn't care for him like that, I'll be like, okay, if it's somebody I really had deep feelings for, I may say no, but I can't stop somebody from loving who they want to love. I can't do that. That's not my place to stop somebody from loving who they want to love.
Right.
If he come to me and say, look, I like her too. I want to see where this goes. If they both came to me like that, I would say okay. But in this case, she didn't do that.
I mean,
She
my,
went
my thing
behind the
in this
friend's
one
back.
is, to me, this ain't even a loyalty issue. This is a moral issue. If that person is seeing somebody, you ain't supposed to be dealing with them. Period. I don't care if it's your friend, your mama, the girl down the street. Period. If you know that person is in a relationship, you ain't supposed to be dealing with them. It's cheating, flat out.
Yeah, it is cheap, but I'm saying, but you as my friend, you're going behind. I'm talking to you every day.
It just worse because it's the friend. That's all. It's still wrong. Period.
Any problem I'm having with this man, right? Any problem I'm having, I'm calling you and telling you what the problem is and what's pissing me off. And then you turn around behind my back, and now everything I'm talking to you about what he's doing wrong, you probably telling him this is what the, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you trying to draw, you know what I'm saying, make a bond with him by telling him the stuff I'm saying to you as I'm venting to my friend about my relationship. Even
Okay,
though we
this is an
say
interesting comment
it's
here,
not hard.
Ro. Felicia is saying, I
So,
don't mean to harm nobody, but ain't nobody living by this code, this BS code. Men or women, you going to miss out on a possible good man because of a code. Like I said, in terms of the code itself, I get what you saying, Ro. But what I'm saying is, if they in a relationship, it ain't got nothing to do with the code. You with somebody. You ain't supposed to be talking to me. I ain't supposed to be talking to you. Period.
right. And I agree with what Queen said. I agree with what you saying. But some women go by a girl code. Just like if just like in the girl code, if we go somewhere together, we all leave together. No one's going somewhere, leaving with someone, and no, we all if we go together, we all leave together. Some women take that part and they may meet a dude in the club and decide to leave with that dude in the club. Now something happened to you, we don't know. Something happened to you, we don't know this dude. You just met him. Why are you leaving with him? He want to get to know you. There's a diner up the street. After the club, we can go to the diner up the street. You and him can sit down in a private booth, have a conversation, get to know each other. While the rest of us sit and watch to keep an eye on you. Because some people, like you said before, some people are crazy. But I'm saying, but as my, but this is the thing. What with some women, like I said, it's a girl. For some women, it's a girl code. But you're my friend. You talk to me every day. Yet, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how, like, let's say you call Hugh and you say, yo, Hugh, I met this girl. And you telling Hugh all about this girl you met. And then Hugh tell you about a girl he met and come to find out y'all talking to the same. Like, he didn't know you was talking to her. That's different. You know
So
what I'm saying? But
basically,
if he
it's
knew,
Usher R. Kelly at that point. Same girl,
right.
same girl. Y'all remember that song? But no, here's the
But if
thing.
he knew you was,
Bro
and he knew
code
you was
and
talking to
girl
that girl, but
code,
still,
bro code and girl code is different.
but see,
Understand that in your scenario, if that was supposed to be your sister, your road dog and whatnot, and she do that, you gonna be hurt more than your basic two guys would. In the
I
end, you
know
might be a little salty, but most dudes would chalk that up to the
there's
game.
the fact that in this case, it's the fact that we talk, you know what I'm saying? We talk every day. I'm telling you things going on, like I'm telling you saying like the good things and the bad things, and then you telling me about a
Yeah,
relationship you're in, but the relationship you're telling me about is the one you having with my man, but you're not saying any names or who the guy name is. So it's like you're telling me you got a man without giving extra. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you without throwing in names, extra details like giving names and stuff like that. But I'm telling you about a man I'm seeing, mm, but you're not knowing I'm talking about your man. You know what I'm saying? Like
no,
they
I get
have
what you're
they
saying.
have the
Like I said,
conversation.
bottom line for me is if you know that person in a relationship and you friend, whatever, you wrong, ain't no loyalty. It's just morally wrong. Okay, flat out. Period.
Yeah. So that situation that's that wrong. This is why with girl in the girl situation, your other friends will tell you you stop being friends. But the crazy thing is the girl still wants to be friends, even though she messing with her man. She still wants to be
I
friends.
I can't be your friend because I can't trust you. Period.
Right.
The two things
Like
that break up most friendships, well, three things. One is money. Two is if it comes to a point where I can't rely on you, or if it comes to a point where I can't trust you. If I can't trust you, that means I don't respect you. If I don't respect you, I can't be your friend. Period.
mm-hmm. That to me that was hearing that says like she wrong for that. You got wrong because even if he's the one that approached you to have that type of to go behind my back, he's the one that approached you. That's where that's where I say the loyalty comes in. You're my friend. If my man approached you talking about having to go behind my back and y'all mess around, as my friend, you should be like, nah, I'm not doing that to my friend. We've been friends for too long. I'm not doing that to my friend. Now I understand if somebody you just became friends with, y'all ain't been friends that long. and you do something like that, you ain't gotta worry about it because y'all ain't been friends that long, so you ain't gonna be missing
Still don't
no
matter.
function.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. You cheated, period. I don't care we was just friends to yesterday. You cheated. You wrong. Period.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
you know, as
Yeah.
far as the bro code, most bros would be like, okay, that's what happened. She was a skeezer. You hit, I hit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
They're
move
not.
on. Let's go play pool. Road, are you there? Road. Okay. Road has
I
froze
don't
up
see
for a
my
second, y'all.
CE.
Give her a
Uh,
second.
I don't know what happened. Oh,
Let's see. We can get her back here. Okay, so that was the loyalty topic, guys. Have some technical difficulties still. Stand by. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be on to the next topic here on the show, known as Speaking Freely with Ms Gigo. We will be back after these words from Nighthawk Network. Nighthawk Network, our voices for our people. Hey, this is your boy Ebook. And if you're looking for some great desserts, something sweet, something to treat yourself with, please check out my girl Caramel Sweets here in the Metro Detroit area. She can make desserts for your function, your event, or just for that special someone you want to give something nice to. So check her out. It's Caramel Sweets. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. We appreciate you.
A new podcast is hitting the YouTube and Facebook streets called Speaking Freely with Ms Gigo. If you have listened to the audio version, you are going to like this one. Come join Ms Gigo every Sunday at 10 p.m., where she will be discussing different topics you can give your opinion on. This is your chance to be part of the conversation and share what's really on your mind. Speaking Freely with Ms Gigo, where your voice matters.
All right, friends, we are back to the show. Apparently, we still have some technical difficulties on Rhodes' end there. As we wait to see if she pops back in on us, we basically have discussed two topics so far. First one was involving the bathroom incident that happened a month ago. A young father took his two young daughters into the bathroom to wash their hands. A guy reported him with being concerned that he might be some type of pedophile or whatnot. The police arrived after they left. It was determined that the father was just making sure his kids was able to wash their hands, and that was that. Was it that person's place to say anything? That's what we talked about. The second topic was the loyalty topic. Basically, the friend finds out that her friend, her best friend, is cheating on her with her man, and how we felt about that. Basically, Rod was saying that it was wrong because here you are, we supposed to be best friends. I tell you everything, and you have used that information to basically steal my man and be with him. I basically said that that person's a cheater. That person's a cheater. It's just wrong across the board. And I definitely felt like men and bro code and women and girl code is two different things because most men either would have said smurf you and moved on. And, you know, the women look at it as either, okay, yeah, you my sister, how could you do me like that? Or that dude was a dog anyway. Thanks for letting me know, you know. So that's basically where we are with those two topics. We have other topics to discuss. If we get rolled back in the building in the next few minutes, we shall do so. While we do that, let me give you kind of a rundown of what's going on with the rest of the network this week. Tomorrow we will be back with the indie experience. Hopefully we'll have an interview. If not, we should be talking about some type of business. I believe that's what the scenario is. But we will see who we have available for us tomorrow on the indie experience. And also we have Rumble Time tomorrow before that show where we'll be giving you our SummerSlam preview, highlighting all the matches and who's going to be wrestling who on the SummerSlam, which is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We'll also talk about where you can catch it because you have multiple options now. You can even listen to it on Sirius XM. I'm actually going to check out that station tomorrow and see what's going on. Looks like we got Road back here. Let's put her back on here.
But
All right, Road. What's happening?
I don't know what happened. I, I don't know what happened. It knocked both of us out. So I forgot one of the topics. What was it? Was one of the topics I forgot. But whatever it was, I ain't gonna worry about it because I know I sent you five, but I'm missing one.
Just
But
go
I
with
ain't
the
worried
one you
about it.
remember, Road. Let's go with one of them you remember. It's all good.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the one that's the hot topic. You made the post about the show coming on tonight, and so I shared it to my story, and 35 people viewed it. Two people responded to the question: if you can marry more than one person, would you? And my friend was like, nope, I'm not sharing my man. My friend, she said, nope. My friend Aja, I'm just say her first name. My friend Aja, she said, no, I'm not sharing my man. And and for me, when you think about it, it's like, all my bills can be paid. I ain't got I ain't gotta really do nothing because if it's a woman with two men married to two men, the two men are taking care of the household. She ain't really gotta do nothing but take care of the house. Like most men want a woman to take care of the house. So that's all she gotta do. They bringing in the money that's gonna take care of all the bills. So if you living in the house, the mortgage is the you could pay your mortgage up real quick. You you don't get yourself in trouble with the women out here. You one of the good ones. Don't get yourself in trouble with a with an answer like that. Don't get yourself in trouble. You one of the good ones. So 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 that was my. I was like, if you could marry someone, you can marry more than one person, would you? And like I said, if you got mortgage, all your bills will be paid for because the two men is taking care of the household. They both contributing to the mortgage. So let's say your mortgage is 2,000. He's contributing 1,000, the other one's contributing 1,000. But if they taking care of the mortgage, you taking care of the house itself, they taking care of the bills and the mortgage. Your mortgage could be paid off faster than you think. Because if let's say one husband pays the mortgage, let's say we in the month of July, so let's say one husband pays July's mortgage. The other one pays August. They alternate paying the mortgage and the bills. You set for life. That's if you that type of woman that will don't mind having more than one man. But if you're a person who only got a heart for one, then that's not something you're gonna want to do.
Now, it's multiple layers to this story that we ain't really touching on. First of all, okay, yes, for the sake of the argument of the question, we're saying if it was legal to marry more than one person, would you? My answer is no for multiple reasons, which you'll understand as I explain. First of all, remember, when you marry that person, that is your union joining that person's union. Now you're saying that that person is also sharing their union with somebody else. Understand that when you marry someone here in these United States, it is seen as a legal and binding contract. In other words, much like a corporation, you are bringing your assets to join with that person's assets. Okay. If some of you out there are familiar with the Justice League, there was a robot in one of the episodes. Basically, I forget the name of the robot, but basically what it was he had the ability to take Ever's strengths that was attached to them by simply touching them. In other words, if he touched Superman, he then has Superman's powers. If he touched Wonder Woman, he then had Wonder Woman's powers. Now, what they did to defeat him is part of what I'm bringing into this argument. Basically, you discussing, okay, well, you had the strengths of, yeah, you got multiple incomes, blah, 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 blah. But keep in mind, you share that person's strengths, you also share their weaknesses. Let's just say you married two people, your credit score is 800 something, but both of their credit scores is sucky sucky to the point to where the government has garnished their wages. Guess what? When they garnish their wages, they also can garnish your wages because y'all married and y'all have to share those assets. So that's when it becomes not such a good thing. Okay, we got people. Oh no, actually, we got Hugh answering here, I believe. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw what he said.
Okay, Hugh was saying, I definitely believe having multiple wives in America would be a disaster. The crime rate would definitely go up because all women secretly hate each other. That's interesting.
The crime.
I don't know if he
Yeah,
was on his comedian vibe tonight or he actually feel that way about it. But my whole thing, like I said, you add more stuff to that gumbo that you may not want in that gumbo. Not to mention,
yeah,
okay, you married to more than one person, but that don't necessarily mean that that person is. Let's just say you married two people, right? The one person
hmm
said, "Well, hell, I'm gonna marry me another person too." So now he married to two people, but the other person you married, like, I'm just married to you. I only want to be with you. How does that work?
yeah. And then the thing, well, they got poly. They have poly. And
Because see, when you
you know,
brought this subject up, I thought about one of the more popular shows that's on Netflix right now, which is The
it's
Polygamist.
the sister wives. You ever seen
But
sister? You ever heard
right,
sister wives?
yes, I'm familiar with that as well. But keep in mind,
So
one of the problems that Sister Wives had is that some of them they was completely with it. I'm down for whatever. While some of the other ones, they was just along for the ride, but really they wanted that person to themselves.
yeah, me, I
She
think
said,
I can
"What the
only deal
hell?"
with. I think I can only deal with one. I don't know. Now, if you marry one, but and they allow you to have an open relationship, then I can see where if you marry some people do that. Some people marry
My whole
one and
point
have
is,
an
if you
open
gonna have an open
relationship.
relationship, why you get married? You gonna have an open relationship, leave it wide open. Don't get married. Just say we in a relationship. We can see who we want. What you get married for?
Yeah. Now you know once you sit with it, like when you think of the question and then you sit with it, then you start realizing, nah, I don't think I'm gonna be with it. You think at first
I
you
myself
like
could not do it,
two
would not do it.
husbands. No, like you like for a woman, you think two husbands. You know what I'm saying? They taking care of everything. I just go what needs to be done around the house, and they do everything else. And you know you thinking it like you thinking it that way, but then when it comes to intimacy and you know when it comes to the sex, it's like if you know what I'm saying, John's gonna want it now. Now you got to give it to John, and then what if Carl wanted too? So you and you know he's not into no. If you know he's not into threesome, he's not doing that. So
All right.
you can't have you know what I'm saying. So it's like and that is like nope. You gotta be with one. You have to go through all of that. So
Right.
Paul,
Okay, we got comments here, y'all. That's when the STDs and everything can get out of hand. It just don't really seem safe at this point. I would agree with that also. Felicia said, right, just stay single. Coach is saying, what up, though? He says, I'm married. The
I'm
question,
married.
coach, is you married, but the scenario is if you could marry more than one person legally, would you? Coach said, I'm glad to see y'all back on. We appreciate that, Coach. Uh-oh. Road? Road, are you there? All right, look like we lost Road again, y'all. Uh, she has some bad internet connection over there this evening, so she is popping in and out. That is the problem we're having. Hold on, she might be back now. Let me see. Road, are you there? Are you there? Okay. All right. Well, we wait for her to come back in. Let me address some of these questions again. Yeah, Felicia is saying, right, you should just stay single. I mean, that's my point. The whole thing is if you are joining your union with somebody to be with them in all aspects and facets of everything, the thing is, why would you want to bring other elements into that? That's where I'm at with it. Because ultimately, if in the end the thought process is that I am not getting enough from the one person, that's why I need to add other people to this mix, then that indicates to me you're not ready for that full commitment. You should only commit to a degree. There are people out here that will say, okay, yeah, I'm okay with dating you and you dating other people and I'm dating other people. That's not even poly. That's just being out here, single and free. That's part of what being single is. There are people that exclusively say, okay, I'm single, but I'm ready to mingle. In other words, saying, okay, I'm not trying to commit to nobody, but I'm cool with dating whoever want to date me. And I have no problem with that. If that's my whole thing is, as long as you up front with what your intentions are, let's roll with that. Okay, again, we're waiting for Roll to pop back in. Meanwhile, Hugh said that when the STDs and everything can get out of hand, it just don't really seem safe. I mean, that kind of go without saying. In this day and age, uh, AIDS is still out there. AIDS is still a thing, y'all. And everything else that you could possibly contract, why would you just want to spread it like that? And then in the end, okay, let's just say you got the two husbands. The one husband, cool, but the other husband then gave you the herpes. Now you done turned around and gave that husband the herpes. Or do you establish, okay, well, one husband get privileges that the other one don't? In other words, since you the first husband, you get to have sex with me raw. Since you the second husband, you can only have sex with me with a condom. I mean, It's just not a good thing. I mean, me myself, I just couldn't do it. Coach is saying, "Hell no, hard taking up, hard taking on one." I mean, it's not even that it's hard taking on one, coach. It's like it's supposed to encompass a lot of your time because that's your person. Y'all should be involved to the point to where it is a lot in dealing with just one person. Okay, we might have roll back here, y'all. Hold on, roll. Can you
Sorry
hear
about
us?
that, y'all. My
Okay.
Wi-Fi keeps switching. My
Yeah, we see
Wi-Fi
this.
keeps switching on my phone.
Yeah, it's
So,
low signal right now. I get you.
so as we were talking about, yeah, I wouldn't do it, but when, like I said, when you posted that, and then that was the first question, that was the first one that came up. Like I said, I got two responses. So the second response is a male's perspective on the situation. So, so my friend Ty, sent me his response to that question. E, can you read that response? The male, he says, I'm one of those people. Hugh said, I'm one of those people who don't like to mess around with multiple partners. I just want one to be with. I just want to be with one woman and be happy. I agree with you, Hugh. Nobody wants to. There are some people who want to be with more than one, but for those that want to be with one person, that's fine. But there are some men who are not like you, who want more than one woman, and that. Yeah. So yeah, marrying more than one person for some, but you notice when we talk about marrying, being with more than one person, or marrying more than one person, what race of people is at the top of that list, and it's not us. When you think of this situation, if you think about it, if you go by race, our race is not at the top of that list. Our race is not at the top of the list of wanting to marry more than one person. We in there, but we not at the top.
Okay, understand what you proposing in this scenario does actually exist in other countries where it's actually legal to do these things and people do these things, and in several cases it works out for them.
Yep.
Just for me and my own personal thought process, I couldn't do it.
Because when you think about it, like on like the sex wise, when you think about it, you get pregnant. Which one is the daddy? If there is a woman with two men, married to two men, you get pregnant. Which one is the daddy?
You got to do the whole DNA test and all of that, and then depending on how you play it out, because let's just say you decide to be extra special and have the relations with both of them that night and just go from one to the other. There is that very,
That
very
has
small
happened where a
possibility.
woman was. That has happened where a woman was pregnant
Mm-hmm.
and she
By
had
two
a
different
baby.
people.
She had twins, and the guy she was with turned out to be the father of one, but not the other.
It is possible.
So that can happen. So that so I remember the other question now.
All right, so we are moving on to the next topic, y'all. What is it, bro?
So the next topic is: could you be with someone who is separated but not divorced? Could you be with someone who is separated but not divorced and know that you cannot fully have them? And you, what I mean by fully have them is that at some point you're gonna want to get married, and you're not gonna be able to marry them because they ain't get the divorce. So can you be with someone who's separated, not divorced, knowing you can't fully have them?
Okay. Could you be with someone separated but they're not divorced? All right, now, are we establishing that they are getting divorced at some point, or just something they saying?
And they are not divorced.
Are,
No,
are they saying that
when
their
they're gonna get
intentions is that they're
divorced?
getting divorced?
Because I'm gonna this is a true story for me. This topic right here is true to life for me. Dated someone who's separated but not divorced. Didn't get a divorce because it cost too much for them. Haven't got, let's put it this way, haven't gotten a divorce because it cost too much for them. In their eyes, it cost too much. That's why they didn't get the divorce. They don't want to be with the person they're married to. It's just that because the getting a divorce costs too much, they don't they don't want to do it. So they rather just stay separated and just be with whoever they want to be with. Now, you it you, you gotta file, yeah, because whatever state you're in, you gotta file with that state. Then you gotta have the papers drawn up, papers sent to wherever, because the the his wife, because technically she's still his wife, she live in a whole nother state, but they're not getting the divorce because it costs too much. That was their reasoning of not getting the divorce. And the other part to this is, like I said, you cannot fully have them because if this is somebody you truly want to be with, okay, okay, you dated for 5 years. Now you decide. Now you say to yourself, "I'm ready to get married." They can't marry you because they never got a divorce, and you can't marry them until, even if they put the papers in, you can't marry them until the papers finalizes the once the papers are in and it says finalized that they're officially divorced. That's when you can marry them. Are you gonna wait another 5 years, or 3 more extra years because you really want to be with this person? Now, if you someone who don't want to get married, then I would say go right ahead and be with that person. But if you someone who's looking to get married, I would not I would not put yourself in that predicament to be with someone who's separated but not divorced. I wouldn't put you I wouldn't put yourself in that predicament.
My answer is no. Period. No. In my world, there was a scenario where I was dealing with somebody, and I come to find out that they wasn't separated. They just basically wasn't getting along at this point. So she
Hmm.
decided to just go for it and kick it with me. And according to her, it wasn't supposed to go as far as it did. We was just supposed to hang out. But she caught feelings for me. That's why we had sex, etc., etc. But her intention always was to go back to her husband. But keep in mind, that's a choice you made for
Right,
yourself. You did
right.
not
You making
allow me
that
that
choice.
choice because you never told me you was married. I had to find out you was married. And of course, when I found out, I was pissed. And needless to say, I left that person alone. Because no, I'm not trying to be with you and you married, understand, I'm breaking the law of the Bible and the law of man by being with you. It is against the law to fornicate with someone's wife. It is literally against the law. Granted, it's not one that is often executed or held in the regard that it's supposed to, but that is actually against the law in most states and several countries to be with somebody's wife, separated or not. And then
Well,
basically, I believe the Bible says, uh, what God has brought together, no man should put asunder, something to that effect. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be with you and you married. If you
and
divorce, then that's a discussion we can have. Because there are some
and you know,
people
in
who feel like
mil-
ain't no such thing as
military,
divorce.
it's a legal term. I can't think of it right now, but it happened to Fantasia when she met that guy who worked in the phone store. They was dating. She
Mm-hmm.
wound up pregnant by him, and his wife
Mm-hmm.
sued her,
Mm-hmm.
and the wife won.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't even think Fantasia knew he was. I don't think at first she knew he was married,
Mm-hmm. I
so
mean, because basically, if you have a child with somebody who was married, yeah, there's the legal argument you could do that because in the end, it could be viewed as you coming between that person and their marriage, which is unlawful. Remember, we live in a country where if you commit a crime, your wife is not held responsible, nor does she have to testify against you, and that's even if she saw you do it. That's just how deep that is. All right, we got a
yeah.
comment. Hold on. Okay, Miss Beverly is checking in. She is like, dangerously dangerous. I say no. How can you trust him? If you want peace, don't do it. I agree with what you are saying, Eric. Absolutely. No, that there is no logical or reasonable explanation in my mind to explain away. Okay, yeah, but we separated. I don't care if it's been a day, a year, half your life. Okay, you still married. Okay, and like I said, there are some people that believe you don't even really get divorced when you get divorced. You still tied to that person. Period.
Because you got,
Particularly if y'all have
especially if you
children.
got kids, especially if you got kids. The ex, even if
Okay,
they did get a divorce, the ex will never go away.
right.
Cause they
Felicia's
kids.
checking in. She says, "I saw separated when I met. I saw separate when I met King Gemini. We dated 5 years ago. When I saw KG was serious about asking me to marry him, then I divorced my first husband. Okay, that's a little different.
That's different. See, you did it the right way. You did it the right way.
Hmm.
That this person that I was dating, he's not getting a divorce because it costs too much. And what's crazy is she's in a whole nother state and she's in a relationship. So if the man she would want to marry her, he can't until she get that divorce. So he, unless he don't want to get married, but if he did, he still can't marry her until they
Okay,
both.
here's my question. Because this was about you, right? So my question is, did he fully explain the situation day one, or is this something you found out as y'all went along?
No, he told me he was not. He was separated, but he didn't. He actually said it costs too much to get a divorce.
Okay, so once you found out that information, what did you do with that?
Well, but we wasn't at that stage where I'm like, oh, he's somebody I want to marry.
Well, all
I
right,
said
we
we.
lost road again.
No, I'm still
Wait a
here.
minute, she's back. All right, there you go. All right, now you heard what I
I
said. Okay, now
said
what? Know what you
we
say?
wasn't at that stage where I was looking at him and say this is somebody I want to marry.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
I knew by him telling me be separated but not divorced, I knew that if this went, let's say, like I said, 5 years, I've said to myself, I'm not going past 5 years with someone, and marriage is not a discussion. I'm not going past 5 years with someone, or get to the 5 year point, and marriage is not a discussion in the relationship.
Okay, my next question is how long ago was this?
This was years ago,
I mean, were
but
you in your 20s, your 30s?
no, I was in my 40s, my 40s.
Okay. Me personally, once we get to 40, the times change, okay? 5 years is too long when we talking 40 plus.
No, but
You ain't supposed to be waiting 5 years. Ain't no 5 years for nobody once we get past 40. That 5 years at the most is a year for me.
but no, but my even if he wasn't, let's just say he wasn't still married, but he wasn't attached to no one. For me, I give it to 5 years, because between when we first started till we get close to that 5 year, we both should be on that same wavelength of thinking about if we want to get married or not. We should be on that wavelength with each other if we thinking about marrying each other. It
Okay, let me hijack the topic for a second because I think that's an interesting topic in and of itself. What is the wait time for you to say, okay, I can marry this person? Let's just say the whole separated thing ain't a play. This is just you meeting somebody, period.
yeah.
And they basically are on the clock, okay? Are you at whatever age you are now for the audience saying to yourself, you got this long before I determine whether or not I'm trying to continue this? And if
I
so, what is that time frame? Is it 5 years like Rhoda is saying, or is yours different?
see, for me, I'm giving you up to five. I'm giving you up to that 5th year to make
Mm-hmm.
a decision.
Yeah, I get that. What I'm saying is, okay, you was 40 then, you over 40 now. Let's just say this happens now. They still get up to 5 years?
No, because
I ain't
if
trying to
I
put your
truly
age
like,
out there, bro, but we getting old, man. We ain't got no 5 years to
no,
be
but
waiting
I'm
on no
saying
goddamn
if
body.
when I truly like when I truly like a person, trust me, I'm gonna let you know in every way possible how much I like you. Because I've done that to where it I've only dated the person for 5 months and was already telling them, in the future, I would like for us to get married. And the person, now I was in the 5 month period, and the person agreed and said, yeah, we can get married. I'm just saying, not now, but in the future. And the person agreed. And it was like, yeah, we could do that. The same thing with wanting to have a child. Same person brought it up to that person, and they was with it, but then turned around, cheated, and got somebody else pregnant.
Mm.
So it's like, for me, it don't take long. If I know I really want to be with this person, it ain't gonna take me long to decide if I want to marry them or not. But on their part, I don't know how long. On their part, I don't know how long it would take for them to be like, I'm ready for this.
Me, myself, here's
But
how I
in
look
my
at it.
case,
If I'm to that point where I love you and I can consider myself thinking about having the rest of my life with you, if I say, here the ring, will you marry me? And you say yes, in my mind, I know everybody don't look at it like this, but I do. If I put that ring on your finger, that means I'm ready to walk down to City Hall right now and do it. I ain't trying to wait no extra 6 months or extra year or whatnot. I understand people do because they want to have a wedding and they got to pay for it and all that other stuff. But me myself, at that point, particularly now at the age I am,
mhm.
If I'm saying will you marry me, I'm talking about will you marry me right now. Ain't no 1 year,
For me,
5 years,
I ain't
60
worried about no.
days. We can get it in.
For me, I ain't worried about no venue. I got a big ass backyard that's big as a football field. So I ain't worried about no venue. I can use my backyard. All I gotta worry about is having food there, drinks there for the people, music. That's all I. You know what I'm saying? I got my backyard I can use. That covers a venue. I ain't gotta worry about shelling out $10,000 for a venue that I'm only using once.
Cause see, that's another topic we could talk about another week. Basically, does it make more sense to shell out all that money for the wedding, or should you save that money for the house and other stuff?
I would say save that money. If you got family member that got a big backyard like I do, say, can I use their backyard to have my wedding? And if they agree to it, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is cover the food cost, drink cost, music for the DJ. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
do you
and
one
the
better.
decorations, that's you can go to uh like a Michaels or you know what I'm saying to get the decorations.
I
That
do
is
you
not gonna
one
cost
better.
you that
You
much.
basically rent a hall, do the food and whatnot, shell out all that for the after wedding. The wedding itself, you could do that online and have everybody zoom in and do the wedding that way. Meet us down at the hall in a couple hours. We getting our party on. Save the
Yeah,
rest of
people
that
can
money
do
for
that.
other stuff.
Some people go to City Hall, get married at City Hall, and then have their have a reception.
Cause see, I think this is where a lot of people in my mind get it messed up. The wedding ceremony is for the people, okay? The wedding itself is for us. As long as we got that paperwork and we got the rings and the judge certified everything, that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of that is all smoke and mirrors and dog and pony show.
I'm like, and then you see that show Bridezilla. You see how them women be acting.
Mm,
Like for one day, you hear all this crazy for one day, and then years down the line, you talking about, oh, me and him divorced now. But you went crazy on that one day because you was marrying this man you said was your person, and then now years down the line, you're no longer married.
yeah, but back to the original question. No, separated means separated. It don't mean divorce. I'm not cheating
Right.
with you. Period.
And I said that. I said, and I told the person, I said, I can't fully have you. And just like I explained, the person who wants to get married, you're still married. I can't. We can. Yeah, if I don't want to get married, then I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? You'll be okay with
Mm.
it if you don't want to get married because marriage is not on your mind. But if marriage
Okay,
is on
Miss.
your mind,
Yeah, Miss Beverly saying personally, I feel you should know within 5 months if you want to marry that person. I hear you, Eric. Ask the question and then go get married. Many people do just that.
they do. They do just that. But it's crazy, when you say to a person, yeah, in the near future, I might want to get married. But if they separated and not divorced, you can't do that until the divorce happens. I forgot
Mm-hmm.
it was a movie. I think it was a movie I was watching, and the guy, like I said, was separated, and he was with the girl, and they talked about getting married. He said no. She said, he really wanted to marry her. And she said, no, I'm not marrying you till you get a divorce. She said, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put this relationship between us on hold until you get that divorce. And if it's meant to be, we'll get back together. whatever, if it was meant to be, we'll get back together, but you'll be divorced and we can go along with the plans of getting married and all that stuff. He's like, oh, but it's complicated. You know that, oh, but it's complicated. Why you brushing it off? You telling me you want to marry me, but when I say I'm not doing it until you get that divorce, you want to go, oh, it's complicated. It's not complicated. It wasn't complicated for you to step to me, to talk to me, to put me in this place where I didn't ask to be. You know, most men sometimes they talk to a woman, they don't mention that they're in a relationship or that they separated or was married. They don't never mention that right away. And then when you find all of that out, you like, damn, well, I'm already in. Like my feelings is deeply there. I can't just turn my feelings off because now I found out this information. I haven't seen this person in years. And what's crazy is, well, in June, like a week or two after, no, a week or two after Father's Day happened, this person sent me a message and said, "Wow, you couldn't say Happy Father's Day." I ain't talked to them in years, and I get a message talking about, "Wow, you couldn't say Happy Father's Day." Mind you, I put a whole post up that says Happy Father's Day to all of, say Happy Father's Day to every person who's a father on my timeline. But I get an inbox saying, "Wow, you couldn't say Happy Father's Day." I ain't talked to you in years. Why would I send you a message to tell you Happy Father's Day?
I think you should only get a personal Happy Father's Day under three circumstances. One, that person is your actual biological father.
Hmm.
Two, you have a child with said individual. Or three, he's daddy. If he ain't one of them three things, the hell we talking about?
You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to this person on a deal. I do not talk to them. But to have that
Saying it's
message pop
complicated
up,
is an excuse. I agree, Miss Beverly. Absolutely, it's an excuse.
yeah, yeah, saying, why is it complicated? Because deep down inside, you don't really want to. You just want what you want. It's like, like Burger King, they say you can have it your way at Burger King. That's what the person, people in that type of situation that are separated and not divorced, but still in the and still get into relationships with people, they want to like Burger King, have it their way. Like I could keep mine. I don't have to get the divorce, get in this relationship. But you gotta understand, there are women, and for the women who do this, there are men who are going to show their true emotion of how they feel. And if this man or woman feels like you're the one that they will settle down with, they can't. They're not going to get that from you because you didn't get that divorce. And they're not, and most are not going to sit around and wait until you do get it and then say, okay, now we can get it. No. If you really want to be with me, you know that I want to get married. Until you get that divorce, and if you procrastinate on it, then you lose me. And some other man's gonna wind up picking up what you lost, and you're gonna be kicking yourself later because you had someone that really wanted to be with you, but you procrastinated on getting that divorce, and they didn't want to wait around. That's how I see it. It's crazy.
All right, well, Ro, we got about 3, 4 minutes left of show. I want you to talk to the people and let them know how you feel and give them a preview of what we are doing for your show tomorrow. The floor is yours.
So, everybody, this is the end of Speaking Freely. I hope you enjoyed the topics. You can always hit me up or hit E up if you follow E. If you don't follow me but you follow E, you can hit them up with some topics that we could discuss on Speaking Freely because we talk about any and everything here. No holds bar here. And I will see you next Monday for another Speaking Freely. And tomorrow night I'll be back with the Indie Experience podcast. That's where I give you great indie music as well as we're gonna spotlight a business. We spotlight artists, we spotlight a business, we spotlight authors. So on tomorrow's show, being that we don't have, it's the first one back, and we don't have a guest. So Miss Beverly said, if you find out they are connected to someone, walk away. You will never have them. It's not worth it. Why would you trust him? You're right, Miss Beverly. Walk away. But sometimes you don't find out till it's too late, Miss Beverly. Sometimes you don't find out till it's too late, so your feelings are all in. Your feelings are all in. You don't find out till it's too late. So, like I was saying, so tomorrow's show for the indie experience, I'm going to be playing some songs of mine that I have written because we don't have a guest. So I will be playing some songs of mine that I have written that I would love your feedback on. So, if you join the show, we'll love your feedback on. We're going to spotlight a business. We're going to spotlight an artist. If you've seen the show before, you know what we do. We do the playlist in the beginning, and then we spotlight an artist. We spotlight a business. If if there's an author to spotlight, we spotlight an author. We spotlight a video from an artist, you know, and then we drop a gem for those people who's trying to be an entrepreneur or trying to be an artist. We drop a gem for them that'll help them along the way. Appreciate you, Miss Beverly. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. And so the songs that I'm sure E has some songs he would love for y'all to hear and give your opinion on. So like I said, 5 songs. So there's 3 songs I will be playing for y'all tomorrow. One is called Mesmerized. The second one is called Never Loved You. And the third one is called I'm the Fool. So you know what mesmerized means. This guy he's mesmerized by this woman that he wanna be with. That's the gist of what that song is about. So Never Loved You is a song where the guy is with a girl he realized after being with for a while he don't really love her. He said it, the one of the lyrics in the song is you're like a virus and I don't want the cure. So he's saying her love is like a virus. He don't want no cure. He'd rather die than had to get the antidote that would save him. He'd rather die than get the antidote that would save him. When you
Okay,
hear this
well,
song,
I think you should hold off on the rest of the explanation till tomorrow, Ro. We got 9 seconds. Let's go on here
so
and let the
I'm
people
gonna
know
say
we appreciate you, we love you.
peace, one love, everybody. Peace, one love. I appreciate you. See you next Monday for another Speaking Freely. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Indie Experience podcast. Good night, y'all.
I love speaking freely so the masses can hear what I have to say about different topics that plague my mind every day. Speaking freely with Ms Gigo is a show